EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic. Excellent-looking shot here. In the fairway here at the 10th, nice way to start off the back nine. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Ball sitting down here in the rough, he's digging in. How about that shot? From that lie to get it that close, tremendous effort. Settles in over the putt. Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Resuming the action, and let's go out to hole number 11. Frank, nothing spectacular to this point in the first round. What does the player need to do just to kind of generate some momentum?
I actually think they're playing all right, Rich. It's just, compared to the top of the leaderboard, you start to think, well, maybe they're struggling. There's ebbs and flows in this game. At the moment, it's just sort of almost like a holding pattern. But it's time to change that. Oh, this is right at it.
That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Has it now sitting at 2 under par for the tournament. Moving on to the 12th hole now, par 4, 439 yards. That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. This is a good-looking shot. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
That's an important birdie right there, into the top 5 on this leaderboard.
Well, there's so much at stake this week, Rich.
On to the 13th, and Frank, I love golf courses where you run into something you've never seen before. I have never played a par 5 of 700 or more yards. Here it is.
Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Necklace over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That is a really good shot landing close to the flagstick. Starting to play some good golf. With that birdie, moves to 4 under for the tournament. There you have it, Frank. First round is complete. What are your thoughts, partner?
Rich, I think anyone inside the current top 10 of that leaderboard is certainly well placed to go on and take this championship.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic.
Oh, that's fine.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Oh, looked like you caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Close to 6 under par for the tournament. What a display of golf. 12th hole now, and Frank, the long hitters could have an advantage here.
If they want to take a very dangerous line over that left side, this is really where the shot maker has the advantage. That hole bending completely to the left. You'd like to hit a draw there, so use those bunkers down the through side of the fairway and then just sort of shape that ball towards the green. Interesting shaped green, really 3 different sections to this, and of course 3 bunkers, each protecting a different portion.
Overall, Frank, doesn't look too bad.
Just maybe a little right of the flag.
That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear the green side bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options, and you don't have to hit the ball first.
Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? Locked in on the read and the speed. Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position. Now to the 13th hole, and Frank, this could make you quake in your soft spikes. 702 yards, par 5, it might be a par 6 or a 7.
Well, I think a few people will make 6 or 7 here. You're right. This is a rarity in golf, 700 yards. So forget about any thought of even getting close to this par 5 and 2. Plus, just to add insult to injury, the 2 bunkers off the tee are perfectly placed. They're about 298 yards, smack bang in the middle of that. I doubt you can get past those, but you need a good drive, really, to try and leave yourself a short third shot.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
This for him would be 1 drop shot.
Rich, with so few holes left, bogeys are just that much more expensive.
That will really hurt his chances of catching the leader. Now to the par 3 14th. It is 240 yards. What a golf course, Frank. I mean, this tests the best in the world. I'm talking about McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, and Ricky Fowler. 700-yard par 5s and nearly 600-yard par 4s. This is all you want.
It certainly is, and that's why the total yardage of this golf course is nearly 7,700 yards. This par 3, just a beast at 240 yards. One thing you want to do, though, is avoid Lake Zimmer. It's a big body of water to the right. If anything, though, look at the green. It shapes a little to the right, so you can use that left side of the green, which is away from the lake. It's a smart way to play this.
And that's in for a par. 15th hole, and Frank, a return to sanity. 387 yards, par 4.
Yeah, second easiest hole on the golf course. Bends a little to the left. Just avoid the sand left and that little pop bunker on the right. And you should be set up with a relatively short iron in to a green that really, the only problem is if you go long.
Second shot. Good look at the green. On the green, and a chance for birdie.
It's that sneaky distance.
You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy, featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live third-round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway, and well over 320 yards. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Fifth hole now at Lighthouse Point. Frank, it's a beefy par 4.
Another hole without any fairway bunkers off the tee, but really the main defense here at the Cliffs is the elements. Find the fairway, and you'll also be hitting to a green that is protected by a little bunker to the right side of that, and short. So precision, once again, required here.
The second shot now to the par 4. Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Frank, that birdie will help the cause. Par 3 sixth is relatively short, 198 yards, Frank.
But this one, really, you've got to go airborne here. That bunker that protects the left side and front, you've got to carry that and get it to land soft so it doesn't skip through the back of the screen. Should be safely on deck.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Good par. Now to the 7th hole here at Lighthouse Point. Frank, we all love the shorter par 4s.
So many decisions to be made here at 7. You look at the scorecard, it's not very long, but when you start to flash your driver down that right side, you'll notice that fairway gets very narrow. So the decision is really, that's the prudent play or not. From there, it's just a short iron in, and you should be looking at birdie.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. Now another par 3. We're at the 8th, Frank, it's only 165 yards.
It is, but when you look at the green, you can see how narrow it is. Actually, the green is nearly a figure 8, so it's obviously the right number hole. Bunker's sort of short leftish and that little pocket area on the right, so it'll punish anything left or right, even though the hole's just that meager yardage.
All right, so green side bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know, it might just go in.
Getting set now over the putt. No problems there.
Yeah, it keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
So through 54 holes, a really good position inside the top 5 with 1 round to go.
Yeah, and those handful of players that we're looking at, Rich, they certainly have looked the best players this week, which makes tomorrow look like a real thriller.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
It's no snack, though.
Oh, I thought he had that.
Well, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. That birdie looked like a sitter. Now par.
Frank, looks like pars are just not good enough at this stage of the tournament.
Yeah, scoring's way too good today, Rich.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Just 5 feet left. And with that, par moves into second place.
Just a mere shot behind.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. And rolls it in. Nice putt. Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball. Should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see. Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. A bit unfortunate in the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker play's like.
Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
Pretty good shot right there. He'll take par and move on. Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
Well, I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf, and it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.